recording here. There's our little clapper. When you're ready.
Clap on.
We're just gonna do one.
One and one.
How many are we doing? 20?
That's not a question.
Hair up or down?
Let's do it down. Like you get savage.
All right, roll the silly slow-mo hair wave intro.
Hair wave intro.
So welcome to the Q&A with Miss Capra, and now you cannot do that because look what you just did. It's super loud.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick it off with the first one.
Yeah, you can't yell.
Is it peeking out?
Yeah, you're gonna peek it out. You just gotta speak normal. Good God.
You know who has better hair, Nick or Miss Capra?
What's your opinion?
I gotta be honest, he's always had better hair. It's like super thick. And he's got this natural wave, and it's like never frizzy.
I have better hair, I guess. From Vince Vargas. Are you single?
It's not really single.
Are we married?
We're not married.
Okay.
I'm single. You can.
I mean, you're not
get
single.
Get over to my MySpace page, and just hit me up on my MySpace, and I'll tweet all over your Facebook.
You know, a lot of kids watch my channel.
And if
Are you single?
I'm single.
She's not single. Legally you're single, but you're not single.
We're exclusively dating, but I'm single.
Exclusively dating. That's the way you would put that? Okay.
Yeah. No, like we live together and
run a business together. Run an empire together.
Run a business together and own.
I would say that's more than married.
But yeah, I'm single, Vince, if you were just wondering.
Okay.
If you could have lunch with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I'm just trying to think, like, if you could have lunch with anyone, like, and really gain some insight on some things, who would it be?
Bonnie Raitt for me.
Seems so wasted.
Why? She's awesome.
I could think of like a million people.
So give us 3.
Okay. President Trump. John Wayne.
John Wayne, that's pretty cool. Batman?
No.
You would not have lunch with Batman?
I'm Batman.
Oh. It was a trick question.
Trick question. Let's see, the last person I'd like to have lunch with. You.
Babe.
Moving on.
Okay.
Is Miss Capra also a student of film?
Miss Capra is no longer a student of film. Miss Capra is an alumni.
Yes, you're still, but you're a student of film. Like you're.
I'm a graduate. I went to film school at Full Sail in 2003 to 2004, so we're talking 15 years ago. I went to college in Orlando, Florida.
While the rest of us were invading countries.
While the rest of you were protecting my freedoms, I was equipping myself for my future career in film. But see, I went to school, like he's going for the digital cinematography program. And we're talking 15 years ago, I went for actual film degree. So like we're talking breaking down the silver halides on a strip of 35 millimeter film and learning how to...
Like the Kodak stuff you use, like the throwaways.
But like the kind that you put into like a Panavision camera.
No, they don't don't understand what that means.
With
Like the little click.
Like a motion picture film, like.
Motion picture film. What are you talking about? Like silent movies?
You ought to be in pictures. Like pictures, like film, like pictures.
Okay. Next question.
I went to film school.
She went to film school.
Oh, yeah, he said girls who click. My hashtag is hashtag chicks who click.
I thought that meant something else when I first met you.
What did you think it meant?
Anyways, next question.
How do you get him to listen?
How do you get me to listen?
Like for real or?
For real.
For real?
For reals.
Okay, you have to put on your earmuffs.
Okay.
It's sort of more like a reverse psychology type of thing. Like you have to learn how to like work with men who are of the alpha sort of lion caliber. And if you're going to abuse somebody like that, then you have to remember that everything has to be their idea. So it's really important that if you have an idea that you want him to participate in and you want to get him to listen to, you set the groundwork in place to create sort of like a map for him to follow to get to the final destination of what you want him to hear. Okay, you can take your earmuffs out. You're good.
Oh, good?
Okay.
Was that good?
Mm-hmm.
Good answer? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. How hard or challenging was it for Miss Capra to date and be with a SF veteran who has been through more than other veterans, and what made her stick through it? Maybe some advice for future couples.
This is like a serious question.
This is pretty serious. So, has it been hard to be with me?
Yeah, man, everybody wants to date a lion until they have to put up with the lion shit. It's like the worst.
Most women, like, they see me and they're like, what'd you say?
Oh,
they
yeah.
like the idea.
They like the idea of Nick. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. You're one badass, awesome motherfucker, and you treat me really good. Sorry. He's awesome. He treats me good, but there was a time things were very difficult, and we've been through a lot together in just a short amount of time. So I say the biggest thing that I probably implemented in order for us to make it was like some boundaries of sort of what I was able to handle.
What are those boundaries?
No, I think probably truthfully the biggest thing is that when I met Nick, the biggest thing that I was drawn to about him was the fact that he was super cause oriented and had like a passion for people and a passion for like getting people the tools they needed to get better. So very first things first, like I knew exactly all the things that like I was getting into probably from the get-go. I pretty much understood where we were at. But I knew that he was really ready and willing to implement like things and tools to make his life and his brain health and his
Putting in the work.
He was willing to do those things very early on. So like, whereas normal people who are going through things like that, like are kind of running away from their past and sort of like looking for ways to numb their pain,
boozing it up,
escape from their
drugs,
issues.
alcohol.
He was always somebody that was interested in dealing with them and moving forward. So as things came up, we worked through them. We were able to kind of talk through them and work through them, and then he was able to implement things to make it to work on. The biggest thing is that like I had to get past the point of like in the beginning when stuff was like really tough. He was still right in the thick of his transition, and I had to let him do that. And I really couldn't be the one to like be a part of it other than just to be a support and a friend. And
that's so sweet.
What do you think?
I think we were friends. I think that's what it started out as, and it just took from there.
We were friends, and I really tried to encourage him with his process, and we just went really, really slow. Nick time.
Maybe some would say too slow.
Nick time.
Whatever, man.
But it's been good. How did we meet?
I don't think we should do that question in this video. I think that question should be a video into itself, and we should both be inebriated.
Drunk history.
Drunk meeting.
So we'll do a drunk history at some point.
Yeah.
If I can never get him to drink.
So the reason why it needs to be a separate video is because we have two very different stories of how we met, and
sort of like the way that it happened, and then sort of like his perception of the way that it happened.
my perception.
It's kind of how that breaks down.
You can pick your question.
But just to make that long story short,
No.
for somebody.
No.
I can't tell him anything?
No, you can't tell him anything. It's gonna be a video until itself.
Okay, whatever. Sorry, bro.
She landed in my lap ever so conveniently at the right time.
It was the wrong time. It was the wrong time.
It wasn't a great start. Just because I could say, but both of us, we neither of us were in the right, like a good state.
We were both in the middle of divorces.
Yeah. And
so when we kicked off things, we really were just friends that were working together, and it was like we kind of were just in that like wild, have fun. Never really, truly, never thought it would go past that.
But here we are.
He just kept calling me.
What were you like as a teenager?
I was like dancing on tables and stuff at clubs. But I also was doing mission trips. All over the world.
Pastor's daughter.
Yeah.
Moving on. All right. No, your turn.
Okay. Well, what about you? You say what you were like as a teenager.
No, this is a question for you.
This is a question for both.
That was a question for you.
Just say it.
I went to an alternative school from half of my ninth grade year because I'd gotten in some trouble legally, and then I think I missed as grade of school because of that. Something like that happened, and then basically to start in high school, I had to go to an alternative school where they had like, you remember Gangster's Paradise? Mm-hmm. That's kind of the way it was. It was like metal detectors going in, barbed wire fences, like locked them all in. Yeah. So I did that. I got all caught up. I really focused on that. By the time I was in high school, as a teenager, I was pretty much on the straight and narrow. I already had 2 felonies. I'd done a lot of
clean
crazy
up your
stuff.
act.
By 14, I cleaned everything up and was, working some jobs and doing really well for myself. So alternative school, and then after alternative school, I went to Bay High School in Panama City, Florida, and then the end of my 10th grade year, I left high school and got a GED because I was working and making good money, and I felt like that was more important than sitting in a classroom for 8 hours.
School sucks. I'm going to go ahead and get my master's.
It does suck.
I'm going to go ahead and keep going, though.
Took me 11 years to get a 2-year degree. But, I mean, we were
at that age.
I was at war.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. All right. What is one thing that I do that truly bothers you?
Okay, so I have to address this because this is one of the things I watch everybody around me, all different ages, they do this thing where they think that they have to like fix people and make people a specific way, get them to do and behave how they want, right? Mm-hmm. And it is of my belief that you're your own person. I don't possess you. I value great things about you. So I'm not going to like sit and bitch over the 1 or 2 things that you do that super bother me.
So what about me leaving all my clothes in the chair?
Honestly, that is not worth my sweat, time, or energy.
So you just clean it up?
I just clean it up
and move on?
Move on with my day.
In all seriousness, one of the things that really brought that to my attention was our friend that lost her husband. And like women like complain about like, oh, his clothes are all over the place, his stuff's all over the place. And then like he dies, and then
she like literally was picking his socks up off the floor and crying.
Because she would,
him so much.
Yeah, because her stuff wouldn't be all over the place.
So quit your bitching.
So it's all about
Quit your
perspective, and quit your bitching. What's your hopes and dreams? What do you have what's Miss Capra got cooking in the pot, if you will?
So I wrote a book.
What's it about?
I wrote a book, and it's called How Not to Be a Miserable Cow.
What's a miserable cow?
A miserable cow is sort of like that, like heifer mentality of like nagging and bitching and complaining about everything surrounding your day-to-day life, so much so that you become miserable. And then as you become more miserable, you make other people around you miserable, and your misery is contagious and infectious, and you create
I'm
sort
miserable
of a
just hearing
pile.
about it.
So this book is addressing how that happens, and I really truly believe that the number one way that happens is because women become creatively insecure. And instead of doing things that they are like enjoying, like developing themselves and developing a skill set and growing and doing something that they love, they sort of just kind of like get insecure and then just start projecting their insecurities on others. Or they're just playing the victim role, that everything bad happens to them all the time. It's a mental perspective thing.
So, when's the book coming out?
So that's a good question. I'm looking for an editor. If you're a good book editor.
So the plan is, if we can get it published, same as mine, we will. If not,
We'll publish it ourselves.
We'll publish ourselves, which I am. That's my vote, is to publish it ourselves. She wants to, for mine and hers, wants to push to a mainstream publisher, and I basically just want to give them the finger and do everything myself. But in lieu of that, you are currently been recording podcasts.
I have been, and what's really cool is you guys will get to hear some of the most incredible stories of women who are doing awesome things, men who are doing awesome things, whether it's in fitness or if it's in business.
And we're launching those in August, right?
I'm going to say August because I think that's a good jumping off point.
Look for that, and what's it going to be called?
How Not to Be a Miserable Cow. Miserable Cows podcast.
How Not to Be a Miserable Cow.
And you can get on at Miserable Cows on Instagram and keep up with just what's happening. I'm constantly doing stuff and posting articles. You can catch up on AllisonCapra.com and get my articles. I have a whole just...
that are kind of like the foundation for the book, right? Mm-hmm. Cool. How do you take your breakfast?
Hot and wet. I just basically like oatmeal. Like egg whites.
And so we do steel cut oats with protein powder, or we do egg whites and turkey bacon, or homeless people bacon, as my daughter calls it. And then coffee is going to be, for me, 13 grams of coffee per 200 grams of water and a Chemex.
Mine is more like how I like my men.
Sweet and creamy?
No, like tan and creamy.
She doesn't put sugar in her stuff.
I don't put sugar in it, but I like almond milk, and I like it to be sort of like a tan color, sort of like Greek colored.
And then with whipped cream on top.
And whipped cream on top. It's delicious.
Are you both Greek?
I am not Greek.
I'm Greek. What are you?
I'm Italian.
Definitely Italian.
Very, very Italian.
Here is a great one. You ready? Mm-hmm. What made you guys want to start a YouTube channel, and how did you meet? We're going to skip the how did you meet part.
I just don't know why you won't give them just a little bit of that.
No,
because
man, we're not
asking.
talking about
Nobody
it.
even knows how we met. That's the whole point of the whole Q&A is to know.
We have to do a drunk history about how we met. That's the only way to do it. Stop. What is wrong with you? I'm going to talk to your mother. Why? What made us want to start a YouTube channel? Should we answer it?
Yeah, answer it.
All right. So I did not, believe it or not, I did not like social media. Actually, I kind of still don't, but let's not talk about it. So I started a business. I quickly realized that business needed marketing. Things that we were doing, she came on shortly after I started the business, about 8 months later. August, right? We met in August. October, we were pretty much like hip to hip. Yeah.
Thick as thieves. This is 2014.
Hip to hip?
Attached at the hip.
Attached to the hip. Nut to butt?
Yes.
So So we started, she's obviously, like, after film school, she actually didn't do a lot of film. She got heavily into photography and marketing. And so that's kind of how we met that's how we started working together, was through marketing. And
In the gun industry?
In the gun industry. You can make so much money. Anyway, so one thing kind of led to another, and she kind of started paying attention to me, and she realized that I really enjoyed production. Like, I would get really, what's the word?
Enthralled.
Yeah, enthralled with production.
Well, so wait, just really quick rewind. So he was doing like courses on the line, like concealed carry courses.
Yeah, and like basic kind of level training.
But he came up with this idea to do this like course that was like
smoke check.
Smoke check, yeah. And when he would do stuff like that with the video, we'd get the drone out. He would like get so fired up. He freaking loved every second of it because he was creating a whole story for the people taking the course. It wasn't just like, stand at the line, fire, doing shooting drills.
How was I during those things?
He would completely check out.
Hated it.
So I'm like, he hates this. Like, why does he want to do this? He hates it. And I used to tell him, like, I feel like you hate this. And he was like, no.
So fast forward, we got reached out to by October Films and Discovery, and they wanted me to be a trailblazer on their show. So they sent me this like 25-page questionnaire, and I was like, I don't have time for this. This is stupid. So I didn't do it. And then I
snuck into his office.
No, we did.
With
You
the
did
flashlight.
it in bed. No, you didn't.
I got in his office with a flashlight in the middle of the night, and I went through the filing cabinet, and I got the file out, and I filled it out on paper, and I sent it through the fax machine like one page at a time, and it was like eating the paper, and then I sent it off, and it was like, whew. That's how I remember it.
That's not what happened. She got on my computer, filled it out, and emailed it to him. Anyways, I got the job, and then when I went down there, I just fell in love with the whole process, and then obviously I fell in love. It was absolutely crazy.
Well, and so like really quickly, again, let me rewind just a second. Okay. So I knew right away that like he would so dig this stuff because I could see that he was a producer from like the first months that we were dating. We would put on a song in the car, and he would see an entire production, like a music video or an entire movie. Like he'd have a whole story in his head. And he'd just see visuals, and he would check out while the song was playing, because we'd listen to music really loud because we both really love like really good music. So we'd listen to music really loud, and we'd both just like be completely checked out, and then we'd turn it down, and he'd look at me and be like, "Did you see it? What did you see?" And he'd have like this whole...
You make me sound so weird.
No, but anybody who's creative knows it's like this. It's really like this, because I've had this like this my whole life. But he would see the entire production in his head, and then he would lay out to me, explain to me exactly what he saw for the video. And I'm like, you're a producer, like 100%. So I knew he'd fall in love with it from day one. So then fast forward to him being basically benched from cutting his hand, fired from his thing.
Fired.
I had to fly down to Bolivia.
No, don't tell too much. We should actually tell that story. But so like
I can't tell any stories.
Because we have to make these movies.
I flew down to Bolivia to get him because he had to have surgery on his hand. Go.
And it was botched. It was a whole nightmare.
He made another surgery.
Yeah. Okay. She mentioned something about like we should just start making little short movies and stuff, and I was like, that's stupid. Nobody does that. And then we linked up with Matt Vincent.
No. I knew about vlogging and YouTube channels, and I knew that was a thing. And I knew that he had enough personality to carry an entire show by himself. And I knew that he had enough...
This is a stupid idea. Nobody does that.
Energy to like create it. And we met Matt Vincent.
Yeah, and he said, "Look, man, like because we everything."
No.
Let me talk.
No.
Let me talk.
I said,
"Okay,
Matt, don't you think Nick should start a YouTube channel? Explain the way that it works to him."
So Matt tells me, "Look, man, you have a really interesting life. You do a lot of things. You're always on the run. You're traveling a lot. It's very exciting.
You have a cool beard.
Yeah, I have a cool beard. So he's like, you really should like get on the YouTube game and start doing it. So I was like,
Your
okay.
girlfriend went to film school.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So we did try it initially. Like we tried it in April, around Summer Strong of like 2016. So a year goes by and I was really, really digging the idea and wanting to do it more because I really enjoyed the little few things that we did do. So our deal was we had a business, and then when we sold that business, our plan was to sell the business for enough money to pay all of our salaries for the year.
Our staff
and us, well, not really me.
To make it to the end of the year.
To make it to the end of the year. And then
being able to do
once
videos.
that business was sold, go full-time at production. And then hopefully by the end of the year, we're making enough money to continue making videos and doing production and stuff like that. So in mid-April 2017, we started and pretty consistently getting videos up, and then and now we're doing it. Yeah. And
do a
so,
sound effect with that, like
so
with the rainbow.
I think that was
a
like
magic rainbow.
a magic That's how we started it, and I love it, man. It changed everything. It's completely changed our company, I would say.
And it came along the idea, like he had his GI Bill left, and he was like, okay, well, I'm either gonna lose this or I'm gonna use it.
Oh, that's right. I started school the same time I started YouTube, didn't I? Or just about around the same time.
So it just worked out. So like at the very beginning stages of it, I was kind of doing a lot on my own, and then he started film school and just went.
Yeah.
Because he is 100% one of those people that it's like as soon as somebody says, okay, here's the answers, and you just have to figure out how to use this tool, he's like, dun, 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 enhance.
What movie is that from? What movie is that from? What movie is it from?
Enhance. Super Troopers.
Yeah, yeah, you know now.
I graduated film school in 2004. I've been doing wedding videos and photos for about 15 years. Then I switched gears into doing like gun industry marketing and stuff for businesses. In my 15 years experience, he's been editing for about less than a year, and he's
more than a year now, but at the time
100 times better than me in a year.
I told her, I said the first couple months I looked at her and I was like, I'm gonna be better than you.
I'm like, shit. But here's the truth, I'm still better at shooting than he is.
Nope.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Anyways, so that's how we got started on YouTube. And the truth is that he's perfect for the job because he's got a message, he's got a why. He loves every minute of it, and we have fun doing it together.
I think that's it. Do you want any more save rounds?
Oh, my watch says it's time to stand up. We've been seated too long. So the biggest thing that we want you guys to take away from this is that
we want you to take away from this.
Don't nag or bitch.
Don't
be a miserable cow. Don't be a miserable cow. Enjoy the journey.
Never quit, never surrender.
Never quit, never surrender. Follow your dreams. One foot in front of the other.
You're so condescending. She's making fun of all my taglines.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to make my own.
She's going to copy mine?
No. Don't be a miserable cow. Enjoy the journey. Develop a skill set. Figure out what you love to do and do it. Find a partner that loves doing it with you.
Should we do that one right there?
Yes. But one last question.
Do y'all share hair products or each have your own?
So here's the truth. He doesn't know this. I put the Johnny Slicks pomade because it's organic and it's awesome. I use that on my breast implant scars.
All right.
So not only is it great for your hair.
All right. So on that note, you guys know the deal. Never quit, never surrender, always forward. And I'll make it real cheesy. I'm gonna give her a kiss. Save round. She wants to do a giveaway.
I just think it'd be fun.
So we're gonna drop you guys know the deal, the links in the description of all the stuff we're gonna give away.
But this is the deal with this giveaway. Because this is like a couple podcast, we're gonna do a couple giveaway. So we're gonna give away 2 of everything we give away.
So what are we giving away?
We're giving away a couple package, and you have to hit the link below.
Hit the link below. We're giving away a couple packages. We have no idea what it is, but it'll be in the link below. So go check it out. All right, bye.
Bye.